good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, welcome to Tea Time. Happy New Year!
Woo!
For those watching on Channel 20 at 11 a.m. today, because even though it's night time on Monday, it is December 27th, but people are watching on Optimum Channel 20 from beautiful Paradise Studios right here in Massapequa. Thank you for tuning in. I am Teresa Farrell, and this is Tea Time. I'm here every Monday night at 8 o'clock in Massapequa, and I'm just going to talk about my weekend really, really quick, which was Christmas Eve obviously was Friday, and you know, Christmas Eve was different this year. My dad was in Florida, my brother was in Florida. He usually hosts Christmas Eve, so Christmas Eve this year was cray-cray. And I ended up at my friend's house, Robert McNally, in Farmingdale. Robert owns 1331 Mediterranean Grill in Belmore, and he's a wonderful cook, and the seafood was like amazing, from the lobster tails to the linguine with clam and the mussels, and oh, forget about it. It was a fish fest. And then Saturday I was in Queens. I was at my mother's. She made homemade monogut. It was amazing. I made the artichoke pie, and it was just 5 of us, and it was just intimate and lovely. And Sunday is laundry and football. So that was my weekend, but I'm going to get to my guest real quick because you know my time goes very, very quickly on the show. And sitting to my left is a very, very, very special friend of mine who I've known for a very long time. His name is Matthew Ponzo. He is a musician, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, and I've known Matthew since 1980, like 83. Hello, Matthew.
We're not that old, are we?
We look good. We get better with age, like fine wine, don't we?
Absolutely.
So I want everyone to get to know my good friend here because he is amazing and comes from such an amazing family, and I love his family. But Matthew is originally from Jamaica, Queens.
That's right.
And
the big borough of Queens.
The big borough, yes. And, you know, I grew up in Bayside, but Matthew and I had met, and I would go to his house, and his house was the best place to be because there were always people there, people who were so talented. He comes from such an incredible family of artists and musicians, and everyone is just talented in the whole family. They really are. There's not one person without talent there. But Jamaica, Queens, you went to Jamaica High School.
I did. Class of 76.
76, and well, now you're giving away your age, my friend. And you studied at Amherst College.
I did. I had a brief tenure at Amherst.
What did you study while you were there?
Well, I studied American history, American government, political science.
Yeah. And then just skip to 2008 to 2010. You were my alma mater, Queens College.
Yes, I was. I had spent some time at Queens. Actually, that was my third run at Queens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was a night student at Queens in the 70s. Again, my age. I'm proud of my age. What can I say?
Yeah, we do. We look good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and I met. We met in 1983. I was working in Manhattan, and I am obsessed with jewelry. I love jewelry. I'm a jewelry person, and I passed this store right on Main Street in Flushing, and it had all this beautiful jewelry in the window, and I saw a San Marco bracelet that I really liked, and it was plain. It was very polished. It looks like macaroni. If anyone doesn't know this, San Marco, it looks like macaroni, and it was all highly polished. And I really wanted every other one to be like a Florentine. And I walked in, and this guy named Kevin Capote owned the place, and you were working there for him. Mm-hmm. And did you at one point become an apprentice to learn how to make and create jewelry?
Yeah, when I was in junior high school, my very best friend, we became my very best friend, Bruce Cohen. Mm-hmm. I was apprenticed to his father at the same time that Bruce was apprenticed.
Okay.
So Bruce and I were young jewelers on the bench at the same time.
Okay.
His father was a master craftsman,
mm-hmm.
incredible jeweler, incredible human being. Only passed a couple of years ago now. We miss him terribly. Mm. But yeah, so Bruce and I came up on the bench together. Bruce went his own way, and I sort of drifted away from jewelry and then came back to it later. But the thing about a trade is that it's always with you. You can,
yes.
It's part of you,
mm-hmm.
and thanks to Hy Cohen, Bruce's father, mm-hmm. I have that gift.
Yes. You're very gifted in many, many ways. And that's another one of them, is that he makes jewelry. I mean, my mother had, if you remember, my grandmother's 14 rose gold watch. And it was with rubies and diamonds. And my mother wanted to break up 2 sections of the watch that was on the front and the back. And she wanted a rose gold necklace. And Matthew made her this beautiful, one-of-a-kind rose gold necklace, which she still has. It's absolutely gorgeous. And he Florentined my bracelet for me. And then after going in there a lot, Kevin had said to me, "You're here a lot. Would you want a job?" And so I did a little stint there for a while, and I was behind the counter. I helped a little bit with jewelry, but I really took gold. People wanted to bring in their gold, and I had to weigh it. And that's when gold was a lot less than
it is now. That's for sure.
Now. And then I had gotten engaged to my first husband at the time, who didn't have a ring when he proposed. And Kevin was nice enough, the owner, to say, "Pick whatever you want." And I got to wear like a different ring every week, right? He's like, "Oh, you could wear a pear, you could wear an oval, you could wear this, you could wear that." But it was fun. And it was a lot of fun.
It was a fun time.
It was a fun time. It really was. And we became very, very, very good friends. And Matthew...
Just to be clear, everything around Teresa is fun. If it's not fun, she's not having any part of it, okay? Let's just be clear on that.
It's true. And Matthew was sweet because he picked me up one night and he drove me to Brooklyn to see our friend Betsy, and they surprised me with a surprise birthday party, which was great. We've had many, many, many wonderful times together. And thanks to Facebook, we reconnected. Mm-hmm. And now we're like 2 peas in a pod again.
We are.
I know, it's great. But I wanted everyone to get to know Matthew because, again, he is so talented. He comes from a very talented, his family. His mother, Marie Ponzo, was an American poet. Bobby can throw up that picture of Matthew with his mom. I loved her to death, the most sweetest woman on the planet. She was a teacher. There she is, beautiful, in and out. She was a literary critic. She was also an English professor at Queens College. Mm-hmm. She had numerous awards and medals. She got the Robert Frost Medal, and she was so well accomplished. Poet, wrote many, many, many books. I have a couple at home. And just a lovely, lovely woman. And Matthew's dad, Claude, was a painter. And his parents actually met after World War II in Paris, mm-hmm. in France. And then they came to America, and they had 6 boys, right?
Yeah, my sister was born in Paris.
Yeah, your sister was the only one born there. And everyone in Matthew's family is all talented. Dennis is an artist.
Wonderful painter.
Wonderful painter, and he teaches. He teaches abroad, and he teaches here, and he's amazing. And then you play guitar yourself, and then your brothers, right? Antoine plays drums. And William plays guitar.
Chris plays bass.
Chris plays bass, right? So it's like
Bill sings bass. He doesn't play guitar.
And then Bobby could throw up the picture of them. There was a place in Queens called Creighton and Gray's. And God, we were there like every weekend.
Yeah.
There it is. There's Creighton and Gray's, and then the next picture is going to be Matthew with his brothers playing there, and there they are, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's myself and Tom and James and my brother Chris. Standing there singing his brains out.
Oh my God, that was such a fun place. Anyone who was in Queens and went to Creighton and Gray's, boy, it was so much fun. Really, so much fun.
That was a moment in time, huh?
It was. And then there were other times where we went up to Bear Mountain. You said, hey, my friend's having this weekend. You want to come? And it was me and Betsy and Grace. And there was no running water.
Correct.
There was
there was running water, but you had
it
to
was
run
outside. It was outside. Was there electricity? Like, I'm trying to remember. I don't think there was any electricity, no running water.
Yeah,
you had to go outside to an outhouse. I mean, it was really
there was
roughing
electricity.
it. Was there? Okay, but it was really roughing it. But I have to say, I became one with nature. It was like the best experience I ever had. It was great.
Yeah, that was a wonderful place. In fact, I just saw Alex and
Did you really?
His wife Leslie. So they just bought that property from Alex bought it from his siblings.
Oh, wow.
Because they owned it jointly, and it was like, who's going to pay the taxes? Who's going to fix this?
Yep.
So he and his wife took it over.
Yeah.
And they're actually refurbishing it yet again. They're going to retire there.
Oh, that's great.
They're going to sell their house across the river.
Yeah.
And retire there. So
that's great.
It's very cool.
So who were your influences growing up listening to music? And how old were you the first time you picked up a guitar?
Right. So there's sort of a coincidence there, right?
Uh-huh.
So I first started playing when I was around 10. Mm-hmm. So that's 1968.
Okay.
That's cat's out of the bag, people. And my sister had married well, at that time she hadn't married him yet, but she was involved with a guy who was a pretty happening rock star at the moment, and we had friends coming in and out of the house all the time. Everybody played guitar. I mean, was there a 17-year-old in 1968 who didn't play guitar?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was always a live concert in your house.
It was.
Yeah.
And then there were some really pivotal records that came out. Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited, music from Big Pink by the band. These records had a tremendous influence on me, as well as AM radio. So, at that time,
back then, that's what we listened to.
We listened to, I was a WMCA good guy, and, the music coming out of the radio was the soundtrack of our lives.
Yeah.
And we took it with us. We had these little things called transistor radios. Not the boom boxes of the 80s, and 70s. These just little things you could just carry around with you and have music wherever you went. So, there were a lot of band. Of course, that was a musical renaissance going on at the time, and I was swept up in it.
Yeah. And you're so good at it. Matthew's an amazing player, an amazing singer. Listen, before we go to break, I just want to say hi to everyone watching. You got Grace Guidotti Matranga watching, and Alexis and Mickey, Joe DeBarry, and Kristen Tinsley, Pamela. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. We're going to go to our first break. When we come back, Matthew's going to sing a song. Don't go away.
All right.
1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.thebrightlife.com. www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. So glad you're joining me tonight. Hello, Frank. Thank you for watching. Everyone like the show, please share it. And every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on Channel 20 for those people on Long Island who get Optimum. I'm here with my friend Matthew Ponzo. He is a musician, he's a singer, he's a songwriter. He's going to play an original song. He only writes and sings original. They're all original songs. I want to know what comes first, the lyrics or the melody?
Well, sometimes it's the music, sometimes it's the lyrics, but neither one of them gets too far without the other.
Okay.
If I have an idea lyrically, right away I'm trying to find a melody for it.
Right, right.
And the melody helps me find the rest of the lyric and vice versa.
And how many original songs have you written thus far?
Ooh. Many.
I know it's a lot.
many. Probably Keepers. It's not quite 100, but somewhere
Close
around
to
there.
it, yeah. Okay, so Matthew is going to sing an original song. What is this called?
This is called For the Garden. This is actually, I'm going to play two parts of it's actually a 3-part song, but I'm just going to do 2 parts for, for the sake of brevity. For the Garden.
For the Garden. Take it away.
If you take all my words and rip them in two, half would be lies and half would be true. Which would fit in your pocket as you walk home alone. In these dreams of my life, I see your face and I call your name. I call your name. I gathered my dreams and I gave them away. I learn from what's gone, I live with what stays. In the dark of the night, I still hear you say, in these dreams of my life, I see your face and I call your name. I call your name. When you see what you get, will you give me the rest? I still can't believe in what falls through the net. As I stand on the edge with arms outstretched to these dreams of my life, I give you face and I call your name. I call your name. I call your name. I, the careful gardener, you dreamed you were looking for. Would we find some other harvest for our winter store? And would the rose return unbroken and never be the token of our love, of our love, of our love, of our love? Were I a better shipwright, well versed in the tides of change, would some storm rise to deny me that journey I might take? And would the waves remain unbroken and never be the token of our love, of our love, of our love, of our love? Were you a better fortune teller than I alone, or both of us? Some other vision might have found you and taken hold of us. I let the hidden parts fly open and reveal to us the tokens of our love, 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 of our love.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so
For the garden.
much.
That was beautiful. No, I noticed that that's a 12-string guitar.
Yes, that's the guitar that can't be tuned.
How many guitars do you own?
Oh, you're not going to make me. My wife might be watching.
Well, this is the time that she should tune out. I mean, I have an idea, but I just, come on. It's
all
like,
right, so
come on.
it's fewer than 20.
Okay, all right, we'll stick with that. It's
But more than 10.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite guitar that you like?
I do.
That you kind of like?
I do. They're all my.
They're all your
my
babies,
favorites.
right? They're all your babies.
But I do have main players and,
Yeah.
ones that I play less frequently.
Right.
I also, for around 15 years, I've been lending out guitars to other musicians, players that I think are worthy and don't have good instruments.
Right.
Because I can't play them all. So
Right.
I've been doing this for a long time now. I've only had one issue.
Okay.
And I've lent out dozens and dozens of guitars.
It's amazing. It's nice that you do that. It's just nice that, someone who doesn't have a guitar then all of a sudden has a guitar because of you. So it's nice that you do that.
It happened to me when I was younger. People literally
It's called
gave
paying
me
back,
guitars.
paying it back, right? Yeah.
When I needed a guitar,
Right.
people just gave them to me.
Wow.
Or gave them to me for so little money that it was,
Right,
that they were really
right.
just giving it to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So yeah, I was blessed that way, and when you have plenty, you have to share.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So that was a 12 string, and then Matthew's going to do another song. But before we take another break, I just wanted to know, because I had, sometimes I've written in the past poems and songs too, and then sometimes, because I had asked you about the lyrics of the songs, because sometimes the words will pop into my head of how I'm feeling or what I'm experiencing, and then it's like, okay, so like, what does that go to now? And I find that I don't have like a certain genre. Like I've done, seriously, which you've never heard, but I've done something on the lines of I don't want to say rap, but like, kind of like a Beyonce kind of thing going on, and then
Hip-hop.
I've done hip hop, and then I've done country. So it's like I guess it depends on, again, the mood you're in or what you're going through, because life's all about experiences, and that's where you draw from.
Yeah, and the whole genre thing is it's not a creative construct, it's a industry construct.
Right,
It has
right.
nothing to do with how people make art.
Yeah.
And I certainly, I suppose genre can be useful when you're trying to maybe describe something to someone because it gives them a frame of reference.
Right.
But when you're actually creating something, I never know whether
What's
I'm going to end up with, a country song or a reggae song or a rocker. And I certainly wouldn't allow myself to be
Pigeonholed.
Yeah, or stuck,
and that's what I
stuck
love.
in a place.
But that's what I love about your songs and your music. And again, the early '80s was when I heard your music, and I have my faves. But back then, it was being actually. I don't know if I was in the recording studio with you once, trying to do backup at the time. And it's so much fun being in studio.
Yeah.
That's where like your creative juices start flowing.
Yeah, we were very lucky we were very lucky that I had a job, and I was single, so I could spend all my money on the recording studio. While all the married guys, would show up.
Right.
It was
Oh
my bill.
Gosh. Well, listen, we're going to take a second break, and when we come back, I want to talk to Matthew. We're going to continue with his music. We'll hear another song, but I also want to talk to him about working on Saturday Night Live, because that was a time in his life that was wild and crazy too, so to speak. So we'll be back after this break. Don't go away. "1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you to 1331 Mediterranean Grill in Belmore. Linda DeVitis, look her up, Google her. And Sal the Voice, Valentinetti. Congratulations, Sal. Sal got engaged over Christmas. That's what he did. He put a ring on it. He put a ring on it, and he got engaged. And I'm so happy for him, and I'm hoping to have him here in the new year. I'm with my friend Matthew Ponzo. He is a musician. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. But he also worked for Saturday Night Live, and I want to hear about that because I think your brother worked with you there too, as well, right?
So actually,
how'd that happen?
so. Growing up in Jamaica, Queens, my mother was teaching at Queens College.
Yes.
And a lot of her students sort of gravitated towards our house. It was kind of a gathering place.
Yeah.
And one of those fellows was a guy named John LeCalzi. And John had a friend 20 years later who was working at NBC. And he got John into Shape Up for SNL, and John got me and my brother Antoine in there as well. Antoine ended up working on the Today Show mostly.
Yes, he was there a long time.
Yes, till he retired.
He retired from there.
And I had a 15-year stint. I mean, actually. So I mean, I worked some 300 SNLs, but
You worked there during what years, so people have an idea of actually who was in the cast back then?
So 85 to 2005.
Wow. Yeah.
But I actually did more work in the last 10 years. I did more work for late night.
Really?
Yeah, Conan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did more work for Conan than I did a lot of cleanup work for SNL at that point. But I wasn't usually working putting up the sets, which I did in the first half of my whole career.
Right,
is what I did
right,
was
right.
building and putting up sets for SNL.
Yeah.
And working in the shop making props. And there's nothing like being in Studio 8H on a Thursday when rehearsals start.
Right.
And you know I mean, people don't really realize that the writers' room is literally just above the studio.
Right.
And this show is being written
Yeah.
live.
It's amazing,
being written
right?
in
It's
real
amazing.
time. The actors are out there doing their thing. And everyone's in these rehearsals, which there's only Thursday and Friday.
That's it.
For rehearsals. That's it.
Wow.
So then there's a dress rehearsal on Saturday, and then the show.
Right.
So there's, it's both terrifying and incredibly exciting.
I can imagine. I really can, because there's nothing like performing live. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rush. It's a rush. It's a thrill. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine that I went to high school with, Steve Corin, was a writer for SNL for a long time, and then he went on to write for Seinfeld, and then a lot of movies for Kevin James. But again, just a fun time back then.
Well, one of the things I used to like to do was in the off season, because I was on staff at NBC, so I worked all year, not just the 21 weeks of SNL.
Right.
When Lauren would audition new cast members, I used to hide up in the bleachers
And watch.
the auditions.
That's awesome.
And I'll never forget Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey.
Oh, wow.
I remember thinking to myself, they're going to make it. And it was funny because just a few months later, the opening show of that year, my boss said to me, hey, we need somebody to do a remote with the two new guys for Weekend Update. And I'm like, okay. And it's Tina and Jimmy. So we get in a van. They took one of the NBC news vans, and they put the Weekend Update logo on the van, and we just drove around the city.
That's so cool.
Until like 6 in the morning.
Wow.
While they just did bits. They just improved bits.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
So
fantastic.
much fun. So much fun. And after SNL, what happened and where did you go?
So I had a car accident,
Yes.
and Yeah, so I broke my neck,
Mm-hmm.
and
God didn't want you yet, my friend.
no, I mean, listen, as terrible as it was, I mean, I lost a lot, including
Yeah.
like 5 years of my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't lose my life.
Right,
I
right.
came back,
Yeah.
and I'm walking, talking, and
That's
a
it.
dancing fool.
That's it.
So, what can I say? But I did have to give up my career at NBC, and that was heartbreaking. I mean,
Yeah.
it was an incredible job,
Mm-hmm.
and thanks, a huge shout out to Local One, my Local One family.
Yes.
Who,
Local One.
I could not have survived that transition in my life
Mm-hmm.
without Local One, without my union. IATSE forever.
Yeah.
My mother was a huge union.
Oh, your mother.
Person.
Yes, she was big union, as my father, because I grew up, my dad.
Local 3.
Local 3, the electrical union. And, Local 3 is in charge of the famous New Year's Eve ball. I don't know if people will know
Sure.
that, but we're in charge of the ball. And, yeah, but I was a part of Local 3 for many years also in the administrative division. And my dad is, union all the way. And your
And they
mother.
keep the power on for all the concerts.
This is true. We're in
Including,
Madison Square Garden. We're at all the sports arenas.
Sure.
Your mother was also an activist as well.
Yes,
I want to
very much
mention that.
so.
She was very, very involved in rights and against war, and she was very, very vocal.
And for literacy.
and literacy,
And for writing in
absolutely.
general, and for the arts.
Yes, yes, and it's just. I love your family. I just love your family. I do. And his brother, Antoine, actually owned at one time a florist in Bayside. Back in 1990, he was my florist for my wedding.
Yeah, Antoine's Florist Shop. Boy, he did so much great stuff there.
He was a creative artist
Very much
with
so.
flowers.
In fact, he retired. He's living in
Yeah,
Florida
he's in Florida now, yeah.
So he put the little arrangement together for his neighbors. They were going to dinner. I'm like, wow. Now that
Beautiful. Just
anyone
beautiful.
would want that on their table.
I'm telling you, every single one of them is so talented in the arts and so creative, and it comes out in everything you do. And Antoine and Dennis and William, and I mean everyone. It's amazing. It's creative. Your sister is the oldest.
Yes.
And it probably wasn't easy growing up with 4 younger brothers.
Well, I think five.
Oh, I'm sorry,
no,
5.
6.
No,
What do you
6.
mean? 6?
Didn't I say 6?
You said 4.
I thought I meant 6. I'm sorry.
6.
I think one word, I say another, people. I have brain surgery, so forgive me.
Yeah. So she's the first of 7. So
Yes.
she, a lot fell on her for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Especially
And I can relate because I'm the oldest, so I get it.
my parents didn't stay married for that long. My father stuck around to make 7 kids, but he, then he was pretty much out the door. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, a lot fell on her.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
She's had a lot of.
Yeah.
She's had a tough time of it, my
Yeah.
sister.
So I want people to know that Matthew will be coming out with a CD. We don't know. Well, in the future, in 2022. We're
pretty much counting on
Okay,
that.
good.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that Matthew is on Facebook. It's Matthew Ponzo. It's Ponsot. And he's also on Instagram, which is Ponzo. Ponsot. So please like his page, follow him, see what he's doing. Whatever he does, I will share so everyone could know, when his CD is going to come out and, hot off the press and everything else that Matthew does. But in the meantime, I'm going to take my last break. And when we come back, Matthew's going to do another song. So stay right where you are, everybody, because we'll be right back. Don't go away. Don't go away, everybody. Okay, we'll be right back. 1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite Guinea?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. He's warming up, he's getting ready to go. We're going to sing another song, and then we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to Matthew's heart, which is called harm reduction. So, what song are we playing, my friend?
This is called Dead Man's Curve.
Dead Man's Curve. All right, hit it.
Where did you go? And how did you know you couldn't stay? Was it a blow? A yes or a no? You couldn't say. Standing in your place, I thought I'd see you, but you didn't show. But I could feel you rattling through, like a train will do when it don't stop for you. We hung on the hope, you hung on the dope, every hard-earned day. We're all in the hole, with all that we know, still no escape. Standing in your place, I thought I'd see you, but you didn't show. I could feel you rattling through, like a train will do when it don't stop for you. For you. And I will remember you as you were, before your every roll was a dead man's curve. When your eyes were bright and your smile was true, before this life put an end to you. Where did you go? And how did you know you couldn't stay?
Oh, Dead Man's Curve. You couldn't stay. It's heartbreaking, but it's so poignant at the same time, which leads me to what you're doing now, something called harm reduction. And I want to, everyone to know what you're doing with that and what it entails.
So I wrote that song after my young nephew, Evan, took his own life. His birthday just passed, December 7th. He would have been 46. And I have another nephew who's been struggling with heroin addiction since he returned from several tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. And in the last year of the pandemic, I've lost people both to suicide and to fentanyl tragedy linked to their heroin addiction.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the drugs are linked with fentanyl, and that's just killing people in extraordinary numbers.
Yes.
So I've registered to have Narcan training, and I encourage everyone out there who's listening to do the same.
Yes.
And those of you, if you don't know, if you think there's no one in your family who's doing those kind of drugs and is at risk of overdose, need to get to know your family better, because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you should be so blessed that there is no one in your family, then reach out to your neighbors, to your friends at church, because honestly, I'd rather hear about an intervention than another funeral.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's this Narcan training is almost like CPR. I mean, it's something that
It saves lives. Instantly
absolutely
can save a life.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, you can now buy fentanyl test strips on Amazon, and anyone can acquaint themselves with how to use them. You don't even have to use them. You can buy them and then just give them to people you think might be at risk.
Right, right.
They cost literally pennies. And, people who are shooting dope are going and hiding off in a corner, and then, they don't want you to know what they're doing.
Right.
But what we need to tell them is that.
And they don't think they're going to overdose either, though. I mean, they're
Well,
looking
no,
to get
they're
high. They don't think they're going to.
experienced.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that they don't know. They don't know.
They don't want to die.
They don't want to die,
They
and they don't know
wanna die.
if or when it's going to happen.
They're human beings.
Absolutely.
And I think we could do more for them, all of us,
Yeah.
just by reaching out. I mean, the numbers tell us that they're all around us. So, if you don't see it, it's maybe because you're not looking in the right place.
Right, right.
I'm not trying to be judgmental of our audience.
Right, no, I
but
know,
I also
I
don't
know.
want people to be judgmental of those who have an illness that they can't overcome.
Right, right. Because addiction is hard, and I had on Dan Daniel Baldwin, and Daniel Baldwin, as we know, has struggled with drugs for many,
Yes,
many years.
yes.
And he had a friend in here, Massapequa, named PJ, and PJ struggled with drugs, and his mom reached out, because Daniel does work with people, and he does help people as well. And then it's a documentary called My Promise to PJ, and basically PJ was clean and sober for about 2-3 years, and decided to get high, and it killed him.
Right.
And
Right.
you know, and that's the thing, is that the family is left to grieve, the family is left to hurt, and you know, and
And the world has lost someone whose contribution was cut short.
correct,
You know.
correct, and it's important to open your eyes. It's an amazing documentary if you want to watch it. My Promise to PJ, and his mom is interviewed, his dad's interviewed, and they're all saying, you know, how, you know, we enable people and we don't realize we're enabling them. And it is important, because there are a lot of lives that are being lost that doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, and that's why I think that it's up to just regular people to take this matter into their own hands,
Yeah.
because it's so out of control. It boggles the mind.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing it, my friend. And I think, you know, it's part of making a difference, and that's part of you.
Thank you,
know?
Teresa.
And
You're one of my favorite people on this planet, I have to say. You always have been.
I love you so much. I do. I love this
It's mutual.
man. I
It's
love
a
this
love
man.
fest.
It is a love fest. Listen, we have 30 seconds. I want to thank Matthew Ponzo for doing this for me. I interviewed him back in 2018, and I'm so happy he was here for my New Year's show. And I want to thank everyone for watching the show. I want to thank Pamela, Ira, my cousin Betty, Tina, Leslie. Please like the show. Please share it. If you're an Optimum customer, every Saturday morning, 11 a.m., Channel 20, right here. Beautiful Paradise Studios, Bobby Lacera's beautiful studios. We're going to start up that open mic after the new year. I'll let you know when that is. We got to go, people, but Happy New Year. See you next year, everybody. Ciao.